I'm Amy and I'm at home, and today I am making two things: chutney cheddar spread and 5-minute flatbread. And I know you're all really excited about the flatbread, so I'm going to start that first. Yes, it is 5 minutes. I have some flour and I'm putting that in a bowl, and I pre-measured everything, so I will actually post the recipe on my feed. Putting in a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, and some water. And I'm going to mix this up. It's really pretty basic. You're not going to believe how fast this is going to come together. So I've literally just mixed it enough so that the water and the flour are combined, and the oil, actually everything. And I'm just going to mix this a little bit to get it a little bit more looking like dough. And I feel like I have a little extra flour. I want to just add it. Making bread and flatbread when you're casual like this can be a little bit more loosely translated. A lot of it is how it feels on your hands. And when I first mixed this together, it didn't feel as tight as I wanted it to be. It was a little bit sticky, and I have a lot of experience knowing what bread should feel like, so I added a little bit of flour. But if your dough feels a little too sticky or too dry, you can always add a little flour, a little water, a tiny bit more oil. But I'm just sort of kneading it a little bit, and this is what develops the gluten, and it's still a little sticky, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more flour. And I think you can see it's really coming together nicely. It really was too sticky before. So I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. And I am gonna wrap this up, get it all off my hands, and I'm gonna set this aside. And I want this to rest for about 5 minutes. So wash off my hands. Get all the dough off. Normally I would go right to the sink. All right.
What's next?
Next is the spread, the chutney cheddar spread. So this is 4 ingredients, and Jimmy, who's shooting today, this is one of Jimmy's favorites and a request. So you're not going to believe how easy this is. It's kind of like a nice change. If you want a little midweek snack, this is really good, and we're definitely going to have it for a snack. So I have some cream cheese, 8 ounces, some macadamia nuts, and you can put in any kind of nut that you like. We really like macadamia nuts, and it makes it kind of special. And then chutney. And chutney's the thing that really gives it the flavor and kind of makes this a really interesting spread. I have mango chutney here. Chutney is an Indian condiment, and it's a little sweet, spicy, sour. It's all of the great Indian flavors all at one time. And I wanted to save this and show you guys what it looks like, because you can easily find this in the supermarket, and it's worth it. It's one of those pantry staples that you want to have at all times. I'm going to turn this on. It's going to be loud. It's loud. And I'm going to just turn it off and get it like even so it'll mix better. There. Okay. So the nice thing about chutney is it can do so much in so many different ways. I absolutely love it. And here's our dip, just like that. So that's the spread, and I'm going to set that aside so we can go back to our bread. I'm going to clean up a little bit. You know, I like to clean up my area. So here's the bread dough, I should say. It's been resting. It should really rest about 5 minutes, but I'm going to show you how this works first. Because the thing about making flatbread is it's really forgiving. I'm dividing my dough into 6 pieces, and I'm going to show you how to cook it because it's really pretty amazing. I'm going to put some flour down on my surface, and let's take this one. I'm going to put these over here, and I'll do these later. But this is going to be a piece of flatbread. And I have my skillet heating on high. And the interesting thing about making flatbread is it goes right into the skillet. It's a dry skillet. And the heat from the skillet cooks this bread really quickly. And it sort of chars it at the same time because there's no oil in it. And it's really amazing. And the thing I love about flatbread is you can use it for so many different things. I mean, it's going to be great with this spread, but you can make pizza with this. You can make a sandwich. I mean, there are so many different things you can do with this, and it couldn't be easier. Anyone who's looking to do something homemade with bread, well, you can do this one in 5 minutes. So here I have my bread. Come on over here, Jimmy.
Mom, there's 5 pieces. If you have to, or 6 pieces. If you have to give one more to someone in our family, who would it be?
Of course, you, Jimmy. Favorite child, right this second. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in. I like to put my bread in away from me, and I'm just laying it right here in the pan, and you can see there is nothing in this pan. I love using a cast iron skillet, but if you don't have one, because cast iron skillets tend to be kind of non-stick, if you don't have one, you can use a non-stick skillet, and they're really pretty easy to find. So this is going to cook for like 30 seconds, maybe 1 minute. Of course, the first one never turns out. It's like the first pancake is always the worst one, and you always throw it away. But I'm going to make this work. So it's cooking. Eventually, because it's so thin, it cooks really quickly, and eventually the little bubbles will start to pop up, which is really cool. I'm starting to see a few bubbles. And the other thing to notice is there's some folds in this dough, and that is perfectly fine. I actually kind of like the texture of the folded dough. I like the different textures. Some of it is like a little more chewy than other parts of this. You could always use a bigger skillet, but I tend to just do it this way. So it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. I would say we need another few seconds. I'll show you what this looks like. I made a few earlier, and this is what the flatbread looks like. It gets really charred, and I love how the bubbles pop because of the heat and no oil. That's what having a no oil pan does. Oh. And then I flip it over, and this was the side I put down first, and then this side I only had down for like half the amount of time. So these are 6 flatbreads. And the thing that's nice about these flatbreads is you can do so much with them. You can put herbs in them, which I think would be amazing. You could put spices in them, all kinds of things. Whatever you have in your pantry, you can add to your flatbread. So I'm gonna put this over here because that's what we're gonna taste. And I think this is ready to flip. So this one's getting there. Yeah. It's not quite as dark and charred as I'd like, but again, I'm pretty sure it's because it's the first one, and the second one that I do is going to look better, and by the time I get to the end, the pan will be ripping hot and really seasoned and really good for this.
Can you tell us the ingredients of the flatbread again?
Yes, so it is 4 ingredients. It is flour, olive oil, a little salt, and water, if you even consider that one of the ingredients. And I'm gonna post it on I'm gonna put the whole recipe in my feed, so not to worry about that. But you know, we all have these ingredients, so it's so easy to make something like this. The spread is really easy to make too. If you buy some chutney, it's definitely unique and unusual, but it's totally worth it. And if you have chutney in your pantry, you can whip this together anytime you want. So let's see what the other side looks like. Yep, the other side's getting there. It's definitely getting there. It's not quite there. But I think you get the idea of what this is. I mean, it could not be easier. So I'm gonna turn this off and let's go back. I wanna plate this and give it a little taste. So here's my flatbread and here's my chutney. And I really like the, I like everything to look pretty. So this isn't the prettiest spread. So what I'm gonna do is sprinkle it with some nigella seeds, which I happen to have. And since chutney's Indian, I was looking for something to top it, and nigella seeds are Indian. And a nigella seed, if you're not familiar, is it is like an earthy, has like a little bit of a woodsy, oniony flavor. It's really delicious. So I have that on top, and then I had some parsley, so I'm just gonna put some parsley on too because I wanted a little bit of a pop of color. So this is the dish, and I'm gonna break some of my bread, my 5-minute flatbread, and I'm gonna put a little on. I'm gonna leave the parsley. Jimmy, you wanna give it a try?
Sure.
There you go.
Thank
We'll
you.
each try it. And I am super excited to have a little snack right now. So thank you so much for
Cheers.
joining. Cheers. Hope you have a great day today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.